Serious, what is it like to have children you don't want? This is kinda crazy because I was just thinking about this today. I'm not gonna use a throwaway or anything. Not that I think anyone on here would actually know me. When you have a kid, you kinda get this idea in your head on how things are gonna be. How you're going to teach them things. Share special moments as they learn and have this cool, amazing bond. Then your kid comes into this world and is not at all what you expect. My kid is special needs and has major developmental delays. He's 2 and basically just lives in his own world. Doesn't communicate. Doesn't respond to his name and has basically missed every single milestone out there. So you feel regret, despair, and a whole bunch of other negative stuff. Especially guilt. It wasn't his fault he came into the world this way. He didn't ask to be here. So there's a lot of complex emotions going on. However bad it makes me feel though, I just kind of wish he didn't exist. For instance, as I was writing this, I went to the bathroom and in the 3 minutes I was gone he took a dump, forced both his hands into his diaper and smeared speep all over his face and pin and everywhere else. Now my whole apartment reeks and I had a half hour of cleanup because I left my toddler alone for all of 3 minutes. This isn't the first time this has happened. I just can't connect with him and it has me feeling like I'm just his caretaker rather than his dad. Undefined. Hey man. Make sure you reach out to your government for support if such a thing exists. If not, try and find someone to help. Cause caregiver burnout/parental burnout for parents of special needs children is a super real thing. You aren't weak for needing help. You aren't a bad parent. You are a parent for a child with extraordinary needs and you need extraordinary support to help. Take care. Girl I worked with had a 5-year plan. Get a designer man. Have a massive wedding. Travel to fancy hotels and have a baby. She managed it all except the baby. 2 years of IVF later and still no baby. After a long adoption process they get a 6-month-old. 3 months later they give him back and divorce. She realized that she had only wanted a baby because that's what people did and that meant she was successful. She had never thought about what having a baby meant and what it would do to her perfect life. The husband couldn't live with what she had decided, so left. At least the baby went to a couple who did want him eventually, instead of staying with her. My friend had a baby as fast as she could, because that meant she had one life first, in our friend group, only to realize that she now has a baby. Forever. I have custody of my brother's kids. I didn't want them. I already have one of my own. My brother's kids are not as well behaved as my children. It is very frustrating. I love them. I will protect them and take care of them. I find myself very upset by the fact that I just can't seem to love them as much as my children. It's depressing. I hate myself because I feel this way. I wish it was just my children a lot of the times. My brother's kids put a strain on my marital relationship, because they act out so much. My brother is homeless and addicted to drugs, with really no hope of him getting better. Heroin sucks. I just wish it would go back to a family of 3. 7 is just too much for most things. Want a regular-sized vehicle with smaller monthly payments and lower insurance? Nope. Gotta have something that seats 7 or more. Holidays. Gotta plan on a family size of 7 instead of 3. It's frustrating. I try so hard to not let my nieces and nephews see that I struggle with this. But kids are smart and I know they pick up on this. I hate that I can't just be happy with this. At least for their sake. Can't talk to family about it? I'm this hero who took the kids so they wouldn't end up in foster care or group homes. But I'm really not a hero. I stepped up because no one else would. But I don't think I'm cut out for it. Undefined. Edit 2. For anyone wondering why I made a throwaway account for this post. My nephews and my son both have Reddit. They know my Reddit name, and if they saw this I would absolutely die inside. Undefined. Hey. That is an incredible and selfless thing you are doing. I don't believe your feelings are your fault or even that they are wrong. I do think you should maybe talk to an experienced family therapist. They may be able to help both you and your sister's children. You're making the best of a bad situation. Don't beat yourself up because you're not perfect. Hang in there. This is a story of a very close friend of mine. On a bit different note. But I guess it could fit. In some light. He was abused as a kid, violence and mentally. By both parents. And was scared of ever even getting close to kids. In a fear he would hurt them in some way. He is generally a really meek, but caring person. Like a total opposite of what he got at home, this was his just coping mechanism. As kids literally clung to him. Then he met a loving woman and they married. She slowly warmed him up to being around younglings. It helped. She works in preschool/daycare. And finally they both decided it's okay to go. 2 attempts sadly, and little over a year later he was holding small baby in his arms, his eyes, his hair, her face, her smile. He told me. During the pregnancy he was super happy. And did everything he could for his wife and future junior. He started loving it truly. And when he felt it kicking, he was internally overflowed with happiness. That a small human was growing there. And he, or she, will have dreams, laughs and hurdles. Yet, standing there, he felt nothing. Like no spark, no love, no happiness. No resentment. No joy. Nothing. He was holding small, hot, moving piece of meat which he had absolutely no attachment to. It crushed him. Talk with wife crushed him even more. He did everything he could to care for her in hope he will grow to love. But it never came. As soon as time allowed, he went into therapy. And after 3 years heard that sometimes this just happens. His daughter is now 6. Is healthy and happy. As far as I can tell. But I heard my share of his pain. He feels inferior as a human. For deceiving his daughter. And he powers through it by sheer willpower and effort. If I can't love her, at least I will still try to give her something I couldn't have, carrying home. He told me exactly once that he really regrets agreeing to have a kid. But I could feel his shame. His wife is wonderful person enough to accept him like this. She told us my fiancé is more of her support than I am. She wanted more kids. But she is really afraid to put more on him. Raising one will be enough of a challenge for them. That's for sure. I know he will keep all his promises and words. But it already takes a toll on him. I think this is what happened with my dad. Luckily, fake it till you make it seems to work well enough. Now that I'm an independent adult, he has expressed that of course you're my kid. But honestly I just enjoy hanging out with you. I can respect that. Even if he didn't feel love, he helped me grow and supports me. And if a friendship level of respect is all he can muster, I know that's not my fault. I think your friend and his kid will probably be okay. Love isn't a light switch that you suddenly feel. Love is a process. It takes time and work. He's doing that work. Media and hype around kids is built up to stupid levels and leaves many parents with feelings of inadequacy. Lots of parents, especially dads, struggle with this. Pregnant mothers have a bit more time to come to terms with the fact they have a child. And hormones to back it up. It often doesn't feel real for many parents until months or sometimes even a couple years after their kid is born. Sometimes you just need to get out of your head and stop worrying about what you're supposed to feel. Take care of your child. Make them feel loved. That's all that you need to do. I was a nanny for a lady who really didn't want children but needed up having 5 because she loved her husband. Each of her pregnancies her medical condition go worse. With her youngest she had to be in the hospital for 2 months because she had so many kidney stones. Part of her condition is she produces kidney stones at a crazy rate. And they are rare stones that have a hook on them. Her kidneys are also more like a sponge-looking organ than kidney. That aren't functioning over 25%. She would give her life for those kids even though she never wanted them. Speepty part. When the youngest was 2. Her health was declining a lot. And her husband left her for a chick he just met because, and I quote, "I'm sick of you being sick. I miss those kids so much and I miss her." She got full custody and has even better insurance now that her ex left her. And he pays huge in child support and alimony every.
Hey guys, if you like this video then smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more contents like this. And don't forget to press that bell icon to get notified for future videos. Thanks for watching. Click here to see more videos.